Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Token Post interview. Today we have invited one of the exchange panelists for our blockchain open forum. He is Mr. Bowen Wang, the co-founder of DDEX and Hydro Protocol. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
So could you give an introduction about yourself and about DDEX as well?
Yeah, definitely. So I entered the Ethereum space in 2016 when I first come into the DAO hack. So I met one of the first Ethereum co-researcher, Jane, in China. That's how I learned about Ethereum as smart contract. And back then, I was working at a venture capital firm in China. It's called Gen Fund. So it's one of the leading venture capital firm in China. So I was doing a lot of research, and I graduated from NYU as well. So I did a lot of investment in blockchain space, both equity and ICOs. So I use in token, Lino, Do Network, and also tons of ICOs presently.
On our channel, we actually had an interview with Mr. Igor Artamanov, the head CTO of ETC dev team. So do you happen to know him or?
No, I don't really know anything about ETC since we build on top of Ethereum.
So about DDEX, could you explain a little bit about it?
Yeah, so DDEX is basically a wallet-to-wallet, non-custodian trading platform which trades for ERC20 token, which is 95% of the ICO tokens. So we have a off-chain matching and on-chain settlement. So it's basically as quick as a centralized exchange matching model. So we first come, first serve. And also we settle it on Ethereum mainnet, so nobody can steal the transaction.
So could you explain on how a decentralized exchange is different from contemporary centralized exchanges? What are the advantages?
Yeah, so let's go back to the centralized exchange. So centralized exchange is basically like a swimming pool. Everyone put their own coins and own money into their accounts and into their wallet address. But people trading from a different database or the centralized database, people just minus and plus their portfolio numbers. But the only thing they interact with blockchain is deposit and withdraw. But when the swimming pool has a hole on it, everyone's money lose. That's what happened to Bitstamp. That's what happened to Quadrill as well. But decentralized exchange is more of wallet to wallet. So you have a wallet, Bowen has a wallet. So let's say we have a million users. We have a million users. So we don't put our eggs in one basket. So even Bowen lost his wallet, everybody are intact. So no one can get stolen or get hacked because they own their own private key, they own their own funds.
So using your swimming pool example, so everybody has their own small pool?
Yes, like a water cup, water bottle in a sense.
So also in the cryptocurrency industry, there are a rise in the number of decentralized exchanges. How is DDEX different from other contemporary decentralized exchanges, and what are the advantages that you have?
Yeah, so we actually, as I mentioned before, we have an off-chain matching model, which is as quick as a centralized exchange. So we are actually 50 times faster than the previous generation of decentralized exchange, which is Ether Delta. And also we based on smart contract on Ethereum, so we support every token, every ERC token on Ethereum. So we can support actually 80K token pairs trading on DDEX technically.
So you guys don't deal with Bitcoin?
Yeah, we don't deal with Bitcoin.
Really?
Yes. That's the difference actually. So we only tackle the Ethereum and the ERC20 token, which is the ICO token.
I mean, it may be a little bit more niche market, but I'm pretty sure it's going to make the ecosystem of your exchange much cleaner because it doesn't really interact with other chains.
Yes, it's so right now it's only interacting with Ethereum, but we work with Ethereum virtual machines. Basically, can be easily migrated to EOS, Definity, Thunder, or Quantum. So many of the public chain come to us looking for technical help to develop their own decentralized exchange on their public chain. But it depends on the development cycle. We will announce the next chain we are developing on it.
So recently, Korean exchange Bitstamp hacking incident was a catastrophe here. So with the concept of decentralized exchange, could it have prevented issues like hacking issues that was happen to Bitstamp?
Exactly, that's the swimming pool case again. So we basically don't hold anyone's assets. So even a hacker or let's say thousands of hackers come into our exchange, they can find nothing because we don't have any money within our exchanges. But Bitstamp and Quadrill are different. Even though they have an insider trading, they have outside hacker, so you don't really know what happened with their swimming pool.
Mm-hmm.
So and also I heard about like Bitsum is looking for sale. So sometimes most of the historically speaking, most of the hack within the central exchange are done by insiders.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you mentioned about users only giving out wallet addresses. They don't provide any specifics. However, KYC AML regulations are a big issue, and I'm pretty sure that is also the case in China. How will you counteract against these regulations? And is decentralized exchange one of the targets for government regulations?
Yes, definitely. So we really work with the government. We want to be the most polished team within the landscape. We want to sit on the same table with the government, talk about how to set the regulation, how to set the policy.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, since we don't do fiat,
Mm-hmm.
so the anti-money laundering doesn't occur on our scenario, since we don't have any cash within
Mm-hmm.
the transaction limit. And also since we don't take custodianship, we're not a money transmitter as a definition within the money laundering
Mm-hmm.
regulation as well. So we're preparing for any regulation request, but right now there's just don't have a really certain policy out there.
So where do you think the Chinese government is going to go when it comes to regulation?
Hopefully sooner than later, actually. Then we will set the rules to compliant with the government.
You explained about you guys not possessing custodianship.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
It's both word works.
The anonymity can cause problems. For instance, one could buy off a huge chunk of coin and then trade it at the same time using multiple wallets, which can lead to price manipulations and volatility issues. And that can cause negative effects on the overall market as well. Do you have any countermeasures to prevent issues related to price manipulation?
Yes. Even though we are a decentralized exchange, but our order book is centralized, so we have a database actually monitor all the weird transaction volume happening. So there's one time that one of the contract was minted, has a root function that can be minted as much as possible. So basically, people create coin as much as they want. But our monitor system catch the error and we delist it right away. So we do have a backend monitor system.
So I had trouble understanding, like you said, DDEX is a first come first serve system. I had trouble understanding how to prevent order collision where two addresses bid on the same order. So does this only get resolved as a first come first serve?
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, we have a centralized order book, which is, so if there's one taker, take the order from the order book and the order is gone, so they cannot bet on the same order. So order collision only happened with the previous generation of the decentralized exchange.
Mm-hmm.
And if the one who didn't get the order, he will just place another order on top of it. So wait for the next one to fill it.
So the evolution of exchange is, a discussion, a controversial topic. As the founder of a decentralized exchange, where do you see the future of exchanges going? Because there are a lot of talks of hybrid exchanges, more centralized exchanges, decentralized exchanges. Where do you see the future going?
Yeah, I see the future going where actually everyone is holding their own private key.
Mm-hmm.
So I see like the Ethereum blockchain as more like an internet, and also the Ethereum wallet is more like browser. We can't think about one day that we don't use browser to look at a website, look at a funny picture or a funny video on YouTube. So I'm gonna believe that everyone is gonna have their own wallets by the end of the day, and also everyone is going to have the knowledge to keep their own crypto assets intact and safely. So by that day, so everyone can trade on a decentralized exchange. So everyone has the ownership of their own digital asset, and also the user experience is just as good as a centralized exchange. So then they will migrate to the decentralized exchange landscape more easily.
Do you believe that businesses and enterprises will also get into the decentralized exchanges as well?
Yes, decentralized exchange is just a module, so they can actually work for block trade, for dark pool trading, so which is most of the financial industry firm has it in their own, because their large trade will, as you said, manipulate the market or dump the price.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't want to do it publicly, but they can do it more privately or membership only way, so which is the normal case for the large financial institution to come into the play.
Are you guys planning on expanding that into that direction?
Yes, we are working with one of the largest OTC trader in the world to build their own OTC, this decentralized exchange, which is they trade only like large scale, let's say 5,000 Ether per order.
So during the panelist session, I really enjoyed the discussion.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the blockchain open forum so far?
Well, blockchain open forum actually is quite amazing since they combine every party from Taiwan, Beijing, Korea, and also Silicon Valley. So we actually is one of the most interesting party for the other blockchain participant to be in Korea this month. And I think the quality is really high about all the project and also content material as well.
Thank you so much for your compliment.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. That was Mr. Bowen Wang, the co-founder of DDEX and Hydro Protocol. Thanks for watching.